Hi everyone. I get a lot of questions about what are my favorite art books, and I have a few um, top choices, and I want to share those with you today. There's a couple classics. There's a couple that are maybe outside of that might be a little bit unusual. So I'm just going to go through a few of them. Top of the list is this Edgar Payne Composition of Outdoor Painting. This is a wonderful little book, just chock full of great information for the landscape painter. See, I have it all highlighted. I do that with my books. My mom, who is a retired library administrator, she doesn't like that, but that's too bad. Then, it's just full of really, really great stuff. So love this book, love this book. You gotta have this book if you are a landscape painter. All right, this one. And then, of course, there is Richard Schmid's Alla Prima. I have Alla Prima too. This is an incredible book. It's also an art book that you sort of want to read. He's just a great writer, and his commentary about his life as a painter is so amazing. And not just the landscape, but was still life, figurative, and of course the landscape as well. Just it's an amazing book, and this one's a little bit pricey, but well worth the investment, I think. All right, so Alla Prima 2, Richard Schmid. There's an Alla Prima 1. All right, next up, James Gurney's Color and Light. This is a fabulous book, also just chock full of amazing information, and of course I have it also highlighted. He's talking about all kinds of things about light, candlelight and firelight, indoor electric light, street lights and night conditions. So almost everything, luminescence, everything that you can possibly think about regarding light. This is an amazing book, and he's a very interesting guy. He's the Dynatopia guy. He actually came and spoke at Art Center when I attended there. He came and he spoke with his then friend Thomas Kincaid. So that's kind of interesting. So a little anecdote there. All right, so Color and Light by James Gurney. I think that you can get this online. James Gurney also has an amazing blog. So check out his blog. Then this is a kind of a little outside of the norm book. This is How I Paint, Secrets of a Sunday Painter by Thomas Buchner. So I love this book. Also a very, very well written book. This guy is decidedly not a Sunday painter. Just some really, really beautiful stuff, figurative and landscape. So it's a lovely, lovely volume. And in this book is this list that I always read to my workshop groups, and I'll read it to you guys today as well. In 1994, for the 50th reunion of my class at the Lawrenceville School, I made a list of the different things that painting means to me. Here is an updated version. Being alone with myself. Being part of an enormous family of painters, living and dead. Being amazed by reality. Seeing how strong or weak I can be. Seeing the evidence of passing time. Just seeing. Facing infinite possibilities. Mastering a medium or failing to do so. Showing and telling. Bringing pleasure, making money. Thinking. Transcending myself very rarely. And I get to travel, paint with friends, visit museums, and buy art books as legitimate business expenses. So I think it's really a great little list and a great book. Okay, now, in terms of actual art books and art instruction, this is my very top book ever. If I had to go to a desert island, this would be the book I would take. Creative Illustration by Andrew Loomis. I've had this book since I was a young girl. It was given to me by an art teacher that I had. This is an incredible book. It is out of print. However, it is available online as a PDF for free. But of course, I'm very partial to actually having a book in my hand. But this book is just amazing, full of just wonderful examples of illustration and design, color plates, art instruction, talking about color and intensity. I have also, much to my mom's chagrin, I have also marked this book up, but I really feel like these kinds of books are useful working tools for me, so I've gone ahead and done that. This is an amazing, amazing book. He also talks about composition thoroughly. See if I can find that. Division of space, and how it relates to not just illustration but painting in general. So it's a little pricey if you go for the actual book, but as I said, you can get it. You know, all this just great stuff. So this is my desert island book. Love it. It's a real treasure in my studio. Okay, and a couple other books that I wanted to mention that I really think are have been really changed the way I think about painting and about art. And one of those is Art and Fear by David Bayless and Ted Orland. This is a wonderful little book, and I'm going to read to you one little thing that I always read to all my workshop groups. And it goes, perfection. The ceramics teacher announced on opening day that he was dividing the class into 2 groups. All those on the left side of the studio, he said, would be graded solely on the quantity of work they produced. All those on the right solely on its quality. His procedure was simple. On the final day of class, he would bring in the bathroom scales and weigh the work of the quantity group. 50 pounds of pots rated an A, 40 a B, and so on. Those being graded on quality, however, needed to produce only 1 pot, albeit a perfect one, to get an A. Well, grading time came and a curious fact emerged. The works of highest quality were all produced by the group being graded for quantity. It seems while the quantity group was busily churning out piles of work and learning from their mistakes, the quality group had sat theorizing about perfection and in the end had little more to show for their efforts than grandiose theories and a pile of dead clay. If you think good work is somehow synonymous with perfect work, you are headed for big trouble. Art is human, air is human, ergo art is air. Inevitably, your work, like the preceding syllogism, will be flawed. Why? Because you are a human being, and only human beings, warts and all, make art. Without warts, it's not clear what you would be, but clearly you wouldn't be one of us. So, it's a great little book, full of wonderful jewels like that. And lastly, there is Eric Maisel's Fearless Creating. I love this book. It's kind of a workbook, similar in many ways to Julia Cameron's book, but I really appreciate this book and have used it, and it's helped me on my journey to stay engaged in the art process and master my disinclination to work and conquer procrastination. So this is a great one as well. So that's it, guys. This is my top hits for books, art books. I hope you'll check some of these out, and thanks for watching. All right, see you soon.